Good morning. Hello to teachers, professors, family, friends. I am creating this video to give everyone an update. And before I begin, I want to identify a few things. In this video, there will be no triggering events such as suicide or mental health, bad situations. There'll be no mention of Black Lives Matter, possibly actually, just kidding. Just nothing very extreme, also nothing COVID related. So I hope you take this video as a chance to reset for today. Today's Saturday. I'm filming this at 8 a.m. and I'm hopefully getting it out to everyone about 9 a.m. Sit down with maybe your family, your spouse, a friend, grab a cup of coffee, tea, sit on a yoga mat, do whatever you do in the morning and find peace in the peace that I have found. So, for anyone watching this that doesn't know me, my name is Henry Green, and I'm a second year at the University of Cincinnati studying organizational leadership. And I have mental health issues. I was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder. What's the other one? Major depressive disorder, and heading down a track of OCD. For right now, I'd call it, I guess you could call it anal. I'm anal about certain things. But I make this video today because I want to update everyone on where I am and what I'm feeling. So just a few days ago, I created this list of rules, and these rules have been guiding my life for the past few days. And I'll explain the rules and then I'll go back and explain why I established the rules. So the rules include no news, no social media, no Black Lives Matter, no Black Lives Matter. Um, I'm not allowed to be involved in that. Um, and no, what was the other few things? Oh, if anyone were to communicate with me, I wanted it to be one-on-one, not in a group setting, like a group text message or a group setting if they were to come physically visit me, and only positive messages. So, the reason I set those rules is because for the last week I've been at the Lindner Center of Hope, located in Mason, Ohio. This is a facility that is strictly used for mental health individuals who are in need of assistance. And I'm in the middle ground. So the top is called inpatient. And inpatient is what you think of when someone has to go to the hospital and stay overnight because they have thoughts of hurting themselves or hurting others. I'm not there. Outpatient is the area where individuals are seeking a therapist maybe once a week in order to get some things off their mind. I'm in the sweet spot, and this is called partial hospitalization, hence partial. And it's a program from 9 to 3 every day where I go to class literally and learn about life skills, specifically an area called DBT, which is dialectical behavioral therapy, using things to fix your life in a way. It's also just kind of defined as open-minded thinking. And in the other portion of the day, I attend CBT classes, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, or things that stimulate the brain in ways to, again, remain open minded. So I share all this with you because at the Lindner Center of Hope, I've literally found peace in the issues that I have. I was unfamiliar for so long with what these things were. And although I always advocated for mental health, we all still have some stigma in many ways, and I've knocked a lot of that stigma out. So, in an attempt to keep this video sort of short, I wanted to mention that I was there, and then I wanted to mention why these rules were established again. So, I talked about the no news and no social media and no Black Lives Matters involvement. And you may think, what the heck is this kid on? That stuff matters, and it does. The reason I'm not involved in it is because of my OCD. I became obsessed with being a part of the Black Lives Matters movement. I believe those people need justice, and it is so upsetting to see that they do not have the justice they deserve. And I don't want to, again, go too far into it because I may become obsessive of it. But I'm also a part of, sorry, my cats are playing. I also become accepting of the chaos theory. And I believe whatever happens is meant to happen. And although this sounds very dark and very deep, I believe that these protesters and anyone involved in Black Lives Matter should do what they need to get their point across. And you may disagree with me on that. You may think that violent protests are not the right thing to do, but for a while they've been doing peaceful protests and we aren't picking up on them. And what I kind of close out with that is that I am a part of that movement. I stand behind the Black individuals that are fighting for this fight because, again, this is their fight. I am not to destroy, loot, cause destruction to the areas that they are doing things because it's not my personal fight. I am happy to put my hand on the back of a Black individual and push them forward and protect them and going forward and supporting them. It is not my job to set in place what they need to do. And be careful with the words that I just said. I don't think I phrased that all correctly, but what I'm trying to say and get across is that they should do whatever they want to get the point across. I will be there every step of the way to agree with what they're doing, but it's also not my place to say that's good, that's bad, because they need to do what they need to do to get justice. Whoa, getting a little obsessed there. But I bring this about because, again, I found peace in the Lindner Center, in the rules that I've established, in the place that I live, the animals I have, the friends that I have, the family that I have. I found peace in a way. And a lot of that is reliant on medication. You know, your brain is wired, everyone's wired differently in order to get to the right spot with the things that they're doing. So you may see my appearance right now to feel as though a coming to Jesus moment, but it's a it's a it's a coming to accepting my feelings. So I'm not overly medicated, I promise. I have a touch with reality. I'm in tune with my emotions. I know those things, but in a lot of ways, I had to rewire my brain through medication. And the last part that I kind of want to leave off with is for those teachers and professors that are watching, I want to thank you. Your support at the end of the last semester was incredible. I commend UC for the way they have taught their professors to be accepting and loving of their students' struggles and accomplishments. I didn't have the best of luck with one of my professors, but again, I believe everything happens for a reason, so maybe he took time to educate himself on mental health post me departing his class in a not very happy way. But for the other professors, I thank them greatly because I know that they were there for me every step of the way and honored my goal to do well in their courses despite my setbacks. So again, I thank you. And then to maybe any high school teachers watching, I also want to thank you. You may have thought of me as this individual that controlled the school in a way, or was very passionate about the things that I did, and maybe you picked up on the fact that I left class a lot or wasn't in class a lot. And the reason I bring that up is because of my OCD. I always wanted to be in control of certain things. I was very passionate about student council, Hope Squad, Tech Squad, because I wanted to do great things for those areas. But because of my OCD, I had to step back a lot of times. I spent a lot of time with Michelle Dolezal, who I love deeply, or Dara Naylor, who I just needed to talk to in the counseling office. Shelley Lyden was a beautiful support for me on a specifically bad day. Becky Wolf was just an all around icon, and Shane Ferguson is just a wonderful human being. But I can't forget Allison Wilson, my true love. I miss you. There's a lot of other teachers out there, so if I didn't mention your name, please don't think that I don't remember you, but I have some very specific memories with those individuals that I value very deeply. I hope every single one of you are doing okay. Oh, I'm sorry, I want to mention the professors as well. Dr. Mason, Crowbot Mason, excuse me, uh, Hadassah Ward, a wonderful human being, Ron Hundemeyer, and excuse me for blinking because I love her so much. Maria Webb. We had some very good talks on WebEx before a lot of this went down. So I share again all of this with you because I feel that I finally reached just a very good point in my life, and it's only up from here. But there's also down from here in a lot of cases. So again, remember, I sound like I've come to Jesus in a way. I have a touch with reality again. I found peace, and I'm very happy to report that to you all. I conclude with mental health resources. If you, a loved one, family member, sister, brother, child are in need of help, please recognize the signs. If they reach out in any way, just point them in the right direction. And if they're younger, you need to hold their hand there every step of the way. I recommend the Lindner Center. If insurance is an issue for you, they're accepting of all insurances. I recommend if you're a UC student, UC CAPS, Counseling and Psychological Services. And if you're feeling upset this very moment, to call the National Suicide Hotline. Even if you're not feeling suicidal, it's important to talk through what you have going on, um, because there's real, raw emotions that you're feeling right now, and every single one of them are validated. So I want you to understand that. I know everyone watching this video has some sort of connection to me, and I want to know and reach out and say I love every single one of you in a platonic way. I should put that across for my professors. Um, but I do. I have very great care and compassion for all of you. And I thank you again for keeping me together as a human being. Remember, we're all human at the end of the day, and we must take care of ourselves. Henry Green out. Bye bye.